guys, Performante here, back with another exotic car hacks video. Today we are going to talk about my Performante Spider and my GT3RS 0.2. Which one is a better track car and why? Or should I say, which one is even the better car and why? So let's go and take a look at both of these cars real quick. This is the 2018 Performante Spider. You've seen it on this channel before. It's fitted with ADV1 wheels and Velocity AP springs, but otherwise it's pretty much stock in terms of performance and everything else. It is one of the highest option Performante Spiders in the country with a sticker of $365,000, and that money didn't actually come from expensive paint jobs or anything. It came from actual options. It has everything from dynamic steering to magnetic ride to everything inside you can hope for, including the $5,000 stereo upgrade and everything else. So it is a very loaded Performante Spider. Now on the other hand here, you'll see my 2019 brand new GT3RS. This is the brand new and latest 0.2 RS, featuring the new hood, the new bumper, the new fenders, and of course a lot of the accentuated exterior parts with a much better drivetrain, better shifting, and of course better design. So is the new GT3RS really a better car than the Performante Spider? And to understand that, I've decided to divide this into three basic categories. But before I do that, let me just tell you that this car is also not stock in terms of aesthetics. It's been slightly lowered on its factory coilovers onto these incredibly beautiful BBS RF wheels. In addition to that, in addition to just the wheels itself, it's also been fitted with a beautiful race cage similar to the OEM cage, matching the yellow color of the calipers, which are the PCCB. Now, this is what I consider a medium load GT3RS, featuring all the best options you need, but none of the extra flush. So there's no extended leather, cool stitching or anything. There's just race seats, ceramic brakes, and the lift, of course. The three absolutely must-have options. And the paint is finished in this beautiful color, which in 2016 was a paint to sample color called Miami Blue, and it's now on this 19. Now, all of the new RSs, I should say, also sport the new carbon fiber hoods, except the YSAC packs would have made it exposed in carbon with the roof and the wing, and this one does not have it. I just didn't necessarily like the all carbon race look. I thought the cleaner look. That's also why it has the decal removed from the side of it. So which one is the better car? Let's take a moment and really understand this in three basic categories: design, function, and ultimately experience, which in experience we're gonna really talk about like the user/driver experience, because I think anytime we talk about driving, we have to understand that it's really about the driver and how he feels when he's inside the car. So what about design? Well, on the surface, actually, believe it or not, for the first time in my life, I actually believe Porsche has built one of the most beautiful cars it's ever built. It's smooth, it makes sense, and the lines just work really well. And so aesthetically, the design is very pleasing. The only little issue with the Porsche is that about 50,000 of the Porsche can be built into options, meaning if you want Alcantara on the dash, it's an option. If you want stitching a certain way, it's an option. If you want race seats, it's an expensive option. So everything becomes literally an option when it comes to design. And so the problem with that is that a lot of people will obviously miss the experience of having a beautifully spec'd GT3RS, because a lot of us aren't going to want to spend $7,000 on an extended leather dashboard or an extra $700 on a little stitching on a glove compartment. So if you add these things up, it can get quite pricey. On the other hand, the Performante comes pretty much standard in terms of design. And yes, you do get to pick some of the patterns inside, but all of them come with the forged carbon inside out, and all of them come with the Alcantara inside out. So it really gives it a beautiful look. And in addition to that, while you can get color changes on the calipers and everything else, the design aesthetics on the Performante are just much more aggressive. And while I do believe that the GT3RS 0.2 is one of the best designed Porsches, I actually think it's much more beautiful than the GT2 RS because it's a lot better looking, even though I understand it's not as fast, and it's a very different driving experience, but it's actually usable and controllable, which makes it very cool compared to the 2 RS. On the other hand, the Performante in design just really seems to have taken the cues and understood what didn't work with the basic Huracan and really stepped that up 10 notches. So I'll give the GT3RS really a top shot for effort and a significant improvement over the 16 RS, the basic RS, but the 0.2 is really a significant improvement over that. However, I still have to award the better design to the Performante Spider just because of the options and the experience it creates from a visual standpoint for the driver. The second piece we're talking about here is the function. Both cars are inspired track cars, track versions of their counterparts. Like the Huracan has its track version, which is the Performante, and the GT3RS is a track version of ultimately the 911, right? There is, of course, then the turbo track version, which is the GT2RS. But ultimately, with the GT3RS, it's a very capable track car and a very confident track car. So how do they function on the track? Which one does a better job? Well, on the track, as they're both supposed to be track cars, I feel that the GT3RS just creates a better overall experience because it enables you to really understand that you are on a track even when you're here on the street. It does a fantastic job with its seats contouring you and with its very focused driving pattern just to allowing you to feel like you're a race car driver at all given times. The one thing, however, that it fails to do is adopt this ability for you to function within the actual streets because it requires a lot of headspace, like a lot of room to really free up. And in addition to that, it really requires still a good driver to push it to its limits. So not just anybody can take a GT3RS and be a race car driver, but you certainly can feel like one. And so it definitely gets a thumbs up there. On the other hand, the Performante doesn't do that good of a job because it's a lot more docile on the street. It has a lot lower end torque, and of course, it's very, very confident in turns. I prefer the Performante Spider when it comes to the idea that it's a more confident car. I can go faster on the street, I can feel a lot better, and I can have a lot more fun. On the other hand, I feel a lot better being on a track with the GT3RS because I feel like I can test myself. And so on that measure, the GT3RS takes the thumbs up and the Performante loses when it comes to the function as a track car. And so finally, let's talk about the driver and how we feel driving these cars. Now, unlike a lot of reviewers who borrow these cars for a short amount of time, meaning like a couple of days, a day or so to do a review here for YouTube, I actually own all of my cars, meaning that both of these cars here are actually titled under my name and they're my actual daily cars. So I've gotten quite a bit of experience with both cars. And I'm not doing this as a review, I'm doing this more from the owner's perspective itself. And as you guys, if you do follow me, you already know that you can join by clicking the link in the bio to join my really large community of exotic car owners and all of us hacking cars in and out and really sharing our experiences with each other, helping each other not lose money on cars. But going back to this for a second, with the driver, with the driver experience, I'm gonna say this with both of them. So I've spent enough time with both to tell you this. The Porsche is an amazing, breathtaking car, but the Performante creates a feeling that's unrivaled. And it does that because it adheres to the essence of the driver. It understands that driving is more than winning. It's about fun. And that's what the Performante does significantly better than the GT3RS. It focuses on just a better overall experience, emphasized by incredible sound, incredible handling, and of course, incredible design inside out. But one of the things it does just better than the GT3RS, it evokes more confidence on the road, giving you just such a better opportunity to have fun at lower RPMs, regardless that you're going to the local avenue to get dinner or that you're going on a racetrack to race your friends. It's just super confident. And it's super confident in its exact configuration as is without needing any upgrades, without needing to change tires, without needing a race cage. It's just perfect as is. And this is why this is now the second Performante I've owned, because I just can't get enough of these cars. I think Lamborghini has outdone itself way over. And so, in conclusion, which is the better car? Theoretically, you should hear me say that the better car is the Performante. And I've obviously made three very good points that two of them are won by the Performante and one is won by the GT3RS. But unfortunately, the winner of the better car has to actually be the GT3RS. And I'm about to tell you exactly why. This car costs almost twice what this car costs, but it doesn't create twice the value of the other car. So in other words, you're paying twice what it is, mainly because of the Lamborghini badge, not really because of what you're getting. And I think that's where the GT3RS just wins, and that's why Porsche, I think, continuously has the ability to sell cars over sticker, because there is just so much value for the price point. Something that Lamborghini just doesn't seem to understand, nor does McLaren. That's why we see plummeting values on these cars. I mean, for the last, you have to understand that the GT3RS, the regular one from 2016, having been around for almost 4 years now, 4 years, has lost roughly about 20 to 30,000 off of its sticker. These cars have been on the market now for about 7 months. They've already lost 40, 50K off their sticker. So to try to give you perspective, the Lamborghini product is overpriced. The Porsche product is underpriced compared to market. And so the market value on the Porsche product always goes above and beyond the sticker, even in used format. These new GT3RSs are going for, in some cases, 50 to 60K over sticker. And in some special colors, even as high as 80K over sticker. Now, I was very fortunate to negotiate mine very close to sticker, so I didn't have to deal with that using the strategies found in my course. So I actually have made an investment out of the GT3RS and actually have enjoyed my Performante at a smaller loss, but still a loss. And that is where the Porsche ultimately wins. It's just a better overall experience from a financial standpoint and from the cost of what you're buying for what you're paying. And so if you're in the market for an exotic car, make sure you click the link in the bio and actually watch my training on understanding the differences between investing in exotics and actually buying them, or how to actually minimize your losses on your exotics. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel for future reviews of exotics from an owner's experience, not just somebody who's reviewing them. And also, please like this video, be kind, don't troll me too hard, and I'll catch you guys next time on the next Exotic Car Hacks video.